What's up, everybody? PJ Braun here, and I'm with my good friend for years, my brother, Chris Lubick. Oh, look at that. So cute. AKA Coach Kluk, as you guys know him. So I want to let you guys know that I am trying to push my YouTube stuff, but I honestly hate doing stuff by myself. And we had a conversation one day. I was kind of like having a heart to heart with him. I was like, man, I really just don't like doing stuff without somebody. I used to do all these training videos, and I don't have anybody to film me now, and I don't have anybody to train with. And actually, do you want to just tell him what you said?
I said you should just train me. Like I'm not as cool as Jason Genova. Unfortunately, I am slightly autistic though, so it should be just as good.
Yeah, and I was like, honestly, bro, I'm totally down to do that. And I'm like, what do you want? What kind of style do you want to do? And he said, I'd love to do. He was like, I want to get big. Or we could do, another like contest prep thing. I've already, if you guys have been following me for a while, I've coached Chris for a bunch of shows, and we got him peeled already. I mean, I could actually, I could send John some of that footage that I have on my phone of how lean he was, but I've never focused on helping him get really big. And so what's the heaviest you've ever weighed?
218.
218, which is pretty big. I think with me, we always were staying around like the low 200s and contest prep weight. We spent a lot of time.
The heaviest with you is maybe 206.
Okay, so there you go. So 206. So actually, Chris said, I think we should do like another like Project Freak series, like I did. If you guys remember, I did with Dane Sellers. Shout out to Dane if he sees this, the Project Freak video. But you also said he was already a freak, so it was like whatever, which he was already a freak. So if I could take you and put that much size on you, it'd be a lot more appealing to everybody, right?
I think so too. I think it would be crazy to see somebody my size right now end up like Dane Sellers did before Southern States. I think that would be a cool video.
It would be a lot of fun. Can it happen? I don't know. We're going to find out. I'm not allowed to talk about dietary supplements. I'm not allowed to even be around dietary supplements. Thank you, government. So you're not going to hear any of that from me in these videos. He can do all that on his own page, but I am allowed to train people and do training stuff. So we're going to focus on basic ass shit that I used to do when I was getting as big as I possibly could, which I've utilized on a lot of other athletes over the years. And my PJ Braun fitness training protocol, which is pre-exhaustion, heavy compound, superset or giant sets, and then isolation burnouts at the end. I do it for every body part. It works. And today we're going to kick it off with back. Ready?
Right on. Let's do it.
All right, perfect. Cool. Jim, I started doing pull down stuff out here because you can get a farther range of motion than you can inside here. So even though I'm all about rows, I like to start back with an underhand lat pull down. And I just want to show you guys something with the underhand pull down, right? So when you do this, I've noticed people starting to do these more, and they're doing them close to correct, but not all the way. So when you do this, it's very important that you keep your elbows straight in front of you. So when you pull down, right, from this stretch, you're pulling straight down with your elbows like this. What I'm watching people do is they're in the right position here, but they're still pulling their elbows out. So as soon as my elbows come out like this, I'm starting to squeeze with my traps and my upper back. I want this to open up his lats. So there are other ways that you could vary this movement and stimulate different parts of the back, but to really open everything up the way I want him to come from a full stretch and pull his elbows straight down. Once you do that, you'll really feel the lats engage all the way. And this is a great way to warm up and get everything going. So the first 1 or 2 sets, I don't even count. That's just him getting his blood going, which he did say was warmed up already. So I like to do a couple sets of 15 just to get loose. Good. Pull all the way down. Yep, there you go. Sit a little closer. Yep. And so when you come up, right, I want you to be like this. Elbows tight, pull straight down. Like that. Almost like you're trying to drive your elbows down on the floor. Yep. See this arc type motion? That's actually what your lat does. It moves in a more of a circular motion like this. So when you let your scapula open all the way up at the top, and then pull all the way through it like that, you're really working the lat from insertion to insertion. And this really opens everything up. So I use straps when I train back. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of weight on here, so I'm not going to really worry about it. But I really like to exaggerate the stretch at the top. So when I sit here, I could stop here, but I'm actually opening my core up even as well and letting my scapula all the way open at the top, right? So if this is weird for you, I'm going to let him have this little bit of rest here. I'm going to show you guys a tip. I do this before all of my back and my shoulder days. Where's the foam? Over about that chest. So you take a foam roller. Check this out. This is how you actually can get more mobility out of, and I learned this in rehab with all the shoulder injuries I have. So it's essentially the opposite of that motion. You're going to start here right around shoulder width, and you're going to come in here like this, and you're going to fully extend and then push through at the top, trying to keep your elbows in. And it's actually harder than it looks, especially if you're not flexible like I'm not anymore. But this will train your scapula to track the right way. It's also very good for injury prevention. So I actually, even though a lot of people think that the foam roller is gay and this and that, I actually use it for a lot of different rehab and mobility type of exercises. So you keep your elbows tight and you try to hold your elbows straight in front of you and press all the way over your head and then through it like this. And honestly, bodybuilders, figure competitors, whoever, practice doing this because it'll help you flare your lats way more. If you lock up your scapulas with injuries, like I can't even really flare my lats anymore because I've ripped up that area so bad. This will help you with mobility so you can engage and open up the right way. It's harder than it looks, right?
Yeah, this is actually pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah, shout out to Eric Cressy. Years ago, I went up to see Eric Cressy. He works with all of the professional baseball players, pitchers, guys that have had shoulder surgeries, on rehabbing, getting back to throwing 100-mile-per-hour fastballs again. And he showed me this exercise, and I was like, man, I couldn't believe how hard it was. So, all right, so you're warmed up. You did that. Good. Good. Good, bro. Good. Good. The reason I chose this exercise as far as the pre-exhaust goes, so I like to do some sort of strict machine exercise for everything for my pre-exhaust. You don't have to do that, but I have found that, for instance, on chest, I start on the pec deck. I can really concentrate on squeezing blood into the area, lubricating everything, getting everything ready to go, where I can get into the heavy hardcore stuff much faster that way, and it cuts down on the risk of injury because of how strict everything is. It doesn't really take much away from what you're going to do. Obviously, part of the reason you do a pre-exhaust is to make the other stuff harder. However, I actually find that the pre-exhaust for me is really like a preparation for the hard stuff after. So I think this is a very, very important part of the workout. You shouldn't rush these. However, you don't need a lot of rest when you're doing it. So the rest period, 4 to 5 seconds is plenty. But treat this seriously when you're doing the workout. Don't just fly through it, change the pen, fly through it. Really concentrate on the squeeze and the range of motion. Good. Keep those elbows tucked in as tight as you can. Straight down. Yep. Good, right?
Just about, yeah. I definitely, I definitely need to stretch.
Yeah,
Like I can feel it probably from just like carrying the baby all awkward.
of
All the time.
course.
My
And
last stuff, I don't feel it either.
it's very hard to not let your elbows flare out. It's natural to want to engage these other muscles like that. To me, the overhand lat pull down is a really inferior exercise. I mean, you can do them with a closer grip, and you can do that with more upper body focus. But for a pure lat exercise, underhand is the way to go because of the natural motion that you can get through this stretch. And you don't have to worry about externally rotating your shoulder back behind your head, which you can do on a normal lat pull down. So I think it's safer and more effective. Honestly, don't ever do regular lat pull downs anymore. Do them either behind the neck, which is very, very different target, or I focus more specifically underhand for the lat. Do one more of these. Good. 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 Nice. Good, bro. And now we get into the compound exercise. And really, I alternate this all the time. Personally, I really enjoy, again, I like doing underhand barbell rows. I can handle a good amount of weight like that, but I like overhand barbell rows too. The main difference here is with the overhand, you really got to bend over more. And so if you've got back injuries, you got to be really careful. When I blew out my back, they told me actually to try to avoid doing anything without support, which is why I utilize a lot of hammer strength exercise, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't do heavy ass barbell rows for years. So when you're overhand, I think you really got to bend over quite a bit to really feel it the right way. I'm talking all the way down here. But with underhand, I feel that you need to be more upright and you really concentrate on pulling your elbows back like this, right? So it's less of a stretch, boom, versus again, bent way, way over and pulling in. It's a much different range of motion. You're not going to be as strong with an overhand barbell. Personal preference wise, they hit the lats in a different area. The underhand is more pure lower lat. You're going to get more mid back with the overhand, but honestly, we alternate them all the time. So what do you want to do today?
Let's do the underhand one today.
I do
like a lot of protein.
Cool. So I actually count the warm up style set as a working set. And so, for instance, let's say I can do 225, right? I do 135 first, and I do a higher rep set, and I count that as a working set. So I'm not going to take my reps past like 20, but I do it where it's not a waste of my time, and I'm not jumping up into a heavyweight. So I don't know what you want to put on here, but I would suggest doing this weight first. Also, I always use straps. I don't know if you want to use any straps. I got butcher hooks. I got regular straps. You can use nothing if you want.
I'll try nothing.
Okay. Good. And, you know, again, most important thing is at the bottom, relax your scapula. So they're boom, and then yank that shit up. There you go. Good. So the haters in the comments, I want to make sure that I address this. When I was young, they always would say, never look down when you're doing a row, right? So somebody's going to comment on that, but where you look actually has nothing to do with the exercise. It's where your back is. So as long as you maintain proper alignment of your spine, you can look down. Actually, some of the best powerlifters in the world I know actually stare down when they squat, which they would always tell you not to do. So the reason I think they would say to not look down is because people have a tendency, right, when they look down to go like this. So as soon as you're here, you're already in a really compromising position. But if you're in proper position, so your spine is in proper alignment, the weight is centered back on your glutes and your hams, it doesn't matter where your head is. I actually keep my head here also when I row. This is a motion that is very important to stay tight to your body and not swing forward. But if you're in proper alignment, it's this, it's short. You're just dragging your elbows against your body straight back. Great, great, great mass building exercise. What do you want to do?
I can definitely go up, but
good, 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 good. Do 12. Good. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Yeah, you could have did more. Let's do. I personally went through phases when I was young of not using straps. But for the most part, I find that your back is such a strong muscle. To me, back is the hardest upper body day because there's so much work that goes into building a good back, and it's a strong muscle. I don't want to worry about my grip and my forearms fatiguing. Now, I think that part of the reason why I built big forearms was from doing a lot of stuff earlier without straps, but my hands could never compete with how strong my back is. So I like to lock in. I don't care what you use. Some people use Versa grips. Brett Wilkins sent me some of his butcher hooks, which I use all the time. They're easy. They just grab right on. Regular straps, whatever. But I want you to make sure that you're focusing on the back. Now, that being said, if you have terrible forearms, people ask me what to do to grow your forearms. Training with no straps will definitely build your forearms more than sitting there and doing wrist curls all the time. So
I have terrible forearms, so I'm trying to go strapless. That was a direct troll on me.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Good. 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 Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. 2 more. 1 more. Nice job. I think you got a little bit more in you. Come on. Good. 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 Come on, keep going. Another one. You got another one. You got another one. Good job. You got another one. Good, bro. Hell yeah. See, that's what you want to do. Like, when you go heavy compound and you're going to failure, if you can do them all with picture perfect form, that's awesome. But you never really will know what kind of weight you can handle until you start to get a little loosey goosey with some of them and just move the weight. So I think that was a fantastic set. And the first, 8, 9 reps were very strict. And really the last rep wasn't that unstrict. So, use a little body English to get it, but that's how we want this to be. This is a compound exercise. This is not a strict isolation exercise. This is the one to go like that on. All right, so we're done with these. We're going to move on.
I can just pick it up. Okay.
So next in the way that I do all my bodybuilders is we get into a phase now of doing either supersets or giant sets. So I'm going to do 2 different supersets today. So sometimes if I do a giant set, which could be 3 or even more exercises, that's kind of like the bread and butter of the rest of the workout before the isolation. But because I want to show you guys some fun stuff, I'm going to do 2 different supersets today. So the first one we're going to do is like I said, we're going to focus on a lot of rows. I like to row with different hand positionings in every workout. So we already got underhand. So now I want to get some overhand in. So we're going to come over here to this hammer strength. And what can you handle for a good at least 10 reps?
Probably 2.
Okay, so we're going to go 2 plates on each side here. Superset rows and different pull exercises. So we're going to go heavier on the row first. I want him to get at least 10 reps. 12 would be great. Like I said, we're going to use the overhand positioning. We're going to use the seat in a spot where he's pulling a little higher up. So we're going to hit more mid, upper back through this. He's going to go there. Then he's going to come onto this pull down, and he's going to go and do an underhand, again, with the elbows in, lat pull down, which this machine is really awesome. If your gym has this hammer strength underhand pull down, some of the machines have the single arm ones. They feel a little different. I really, really like doing them on this machine inside here, which you'll see when he does it. So we're going to do both arms at the same time. And we're going to go up top. Yep. Stop for a second. I want to put the seat a little higher. Let me get this up. Get in there. Perfect. I essentially want the seat to be for this where it's like the opposite of a bench press, right? So we had the seat too low, so he was way up here like he was riding a Harley. I don't want that. We're really focusing on everything through here. And when you do these, you go full extension forward, boom, and then squeeze all the way back. Good, bro. Good.
That's 12.
Yep. Then going to pop right over here. When you do these underhand pull downs, I want you driving your elbows all the way down to where they're basically hitting the pad. I want you really exaggerating the range of motion on these. And there's not much weight on here. So you hold it all the way inside in here. Yep. You can't cheat on this. So you're going to come all the way forward, right? And then drive your elbows straight down. There you go. Good. 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 Keep it going. Good. 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 Keep going. Good. Keep going. More. Do 4 more. 3. 2 more. 1 more. Good job. Awesome. Very good. So seat positioning on this, you can really change what you get out of this exercise by the positioning of the seat. When I do a single arm row on here inside, which is more of like a true lat exercise, I actually will vary it just by where I'm holding it. So typically you're going to hold it here. But if you put the seat, this is a variation of this, which guys will say is wrong or not optimal. But you can try these out on your own. Sit very high and hold it all the way on the top and stay in this exaggerated stretch like this. I mean, this is really, really pulling through my lat hard. Hold yourself here with it and really, really pull back like that. It's a variation of how I see a lot of guys doing the cable stuff. But usually hammer strength is going to be harder than a cable. It's just a deep, deep stretch variation that you can get that I rotate in all the time as well. But like I said, I like to do an underhand, I like to do an overhand, and I like to do a neutral grip. So we're going to go after this. We're going to row with a neutral grip, but for today, we're going back to the underhand. So we'll do this again.
All right, you want me to go heavier in this?
What'd you get with it? Come on, bro. Good. Good job. Good. 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 So you see it's a much different range of motion now. Good. 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 Same thing right here. Good. 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 Good, bro. Good. Keep going. Keep going. Come on. Another one. Another one. Another one. Get that chest high too. There you go. Good job. Hell yeah.
Oh shit.
Good. 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 Come on. Get those elbows back. Come on. Good. 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 Get these pull downs now. You're doing great. Come on. Good. Good. Nice. Good. 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 Keep going. Come on, keep going. Give me 4 more. You can do 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Good job. Very good. All right, so while he's catching his breath, I'm going to explain the way that we're going to do this next combination. So the last row positioning that I want to focus on is going to be with that neutral grip. And instead of doing a traditional one-arm dumbbell row, we're going to do a supported dumbbell row with both arms at the same time. So I'm just going to grab some light ones while I explain, because I'm old and I don't want to hurt myself any worse than I already am. So when you get on this supported bench, this is very important. Now, you could do your dumbbell rows standing, right? But I really like this variation. Sit up high on this, right? So basically put your tits right on top of the bench and let yourself roll over like this. Really let your shoulders roll forward, this deep stretch position. And you could row from a variation of here, 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 but I actually want you to be neutral, right? So you're gonna let the dumbbells hang at the bottom and you're just pulling your elbows all the way back. So sometimes when I train people to do these, I tell them to just pull it up into the bench. If you hit the bench, then you know you went far enough. But it's very tricky to do this exercise with both arms at the same time and getting this full stretch. So we do these slow. So it's here, there, here, there, boom, boom, and getting that full stretch every time. You'd be surprised how hard this is to do. Even if you're somebody that can row, 100-pound dumbbells with one arm, it's much, much different where you're stabilizing everything together like this and come from. You can't cheat. So this exercise is where I'm going to start. I want him to be fresh for this, shooting for like 12 reps. Then he's going to come from there and he's going to do this pull over variation. It's essentially the same type of exercise as a dumbbell pullover that you do across the bench, which is very dangerous on the shoulders. This is a safe one. A guy named Dr. Michael Trachnia taught me this exercise years ago. I'm very big on all of these scapula retraction and expanding exercises. So you're fully stretched over your head here, right? And you're pulling straight down all the way till you hit your shins. And then you're back up to this stretch position. Again, your arms do not bend. This is all lat, just squeezing this down. Elbows stay tight in front of you. This is going to open everything up that we're squeezing back here, okay? And this exercise is done slow and strict. We're going 15 reps on
I've
that.
been doing that wrong my whole life.
It's just there's variations that you do. So a lot of guys do these standing up, right? You're standing here and they're pulling down like this, which it's a much, much different exercise like that because you can't open up. It's very hard to open up if you're here. You can lean like this and get more open, but now I'm all the way open, right? I'm in a full stretch here. My scapula has to expand, and now I'm in that expanded position, squeezing down. You'll literally feel it from insertion all the way up deep into your armpit like that. Evan Tentapani, if he happens to ever stumble across this video, he introduced me to Dr. Michael Trachnia years ago. And he showed me this exercise, and he thought it was great for us, wanting to manipulate our scapula and be able to open everything up as much as possible. He felt that this was an exercise that would really enhance that. And I've been doing them, years, 20 years probably now. All right, bro. We're going to go way heavier after this. I just want you to do this super strict for the first set. Good. Sit up even a little higher than that on it. You can put your feet on the floor if you want, because I just want you to let your shoulders hang. There you go. Yes. Good. 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 Yeah, we'll jump up to like 40s after. I just wanted you to you're good. The form is smooth. You look good. Now we'll hop over here. Go all the way over. Keep those arms locked, elbows real tight.
Do I look right now?
Yep. Pull it straight all the way down. Yep. Don't even worry about pulling it apart. You can even hold it together like this. That's what I do. I keep them touching the whole time, just like if I was holding a dumbbell. Boom. Keep your elbow like this. Yeah. Now pull straight down. There you go. Good. Good. You should feel it all the way up through here.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Even when you just rotated my elbows, I felt it.
So that elbow positioning is key, because when you come out, you would start to engage more rhomboid and trap. So this elbow tucked down, right, is extremely important for these row type exercises. Good, bro. And I just do real strict 15s with these. I squeeze at the bottom.
Well by myself, but I never have somebody to like force me
to
do more than I would do even if I was by myself,
Yeah,
really nice feeling.
I love training alone. When I was young and I was trying to, really maximize what I was doing. Either I was training with Guy Cisternino or I was training with Evan Centopani, and we would really take each other like to the next level with it, So, alone, I give it all I got. I know I do, but sometimes, man, you give it all you got and you don't think you have anything left, and someone there yelling at you and spotting you, you grind out a little bit more, and through a lot of that, you realize things that you may have not ever realized if you were by yourself.
Exactly. So. Yeah. Like there's points there where I would have stopped and been like, all right, that's a good set. But you just even saying like, oh, do another one. And I'm like, shit, and right now I don't feel like I would feel as if I was down at Flex training by myself.
That's good. I'm not saying you got to do it all the time, but it's very, very good to, at least especially if you have a lagging body part, maybe make that be the day that somebody takes you to that next level on, or you rotate it in different days. Like we're going to do with these videos, we're going to do a different body part every time. So.
Luckily for you guys, all my body parts are lagging.
So I think 40 is 40? you can definitely do.
My height.
There you go. Good. And we're really hitting this all hard right here. Boom. Good. 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 Couple more. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Remember, so keep those elbows pinched in. Yep. Good. Let it stretch all the way up. Good. Very good. Good, bro. Good. 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 Good.
Yeah, that feels great.
Mm-hmm.
I've always done those kind of like at an angle.
Yep.
And I feel it, of course, but as I'm starting to fatigue, I always feel it in like the top of my triceps.
Yeah,
A
and,
little bit more in different
it's
parts of
crazy
back.
too
That
because
way I don't feel anything but my lats.
when you're here, if you really like just let it pull on you, right? I can feel this all the way down like towards my waist.
Yeah.
All the way down there at the bottom. And your lats insert a lot deeper than what you can actually see through your skin. So you want to be in this full stretch position, right? So from here, if you imagine you're squeezing your lats down, right, letting the arms follow through, you feel it the whole time. Like I feel it from the bottom all the way through to the top.
Yeah.
Now, when you have a straight bar or something on here, right, you're forced into this elbows out position. So you're only going to feel it like right here.
Yeah.
You won't get the same benefit of that stretch and that expansion that you're getting through your scapula.
Yeah, this feels, even in just the starting position, like you said, it's going like this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it all the way down the side to my waist. And like as I'm getting tired, I just feel more and more pressure on my lats. Nothing like in other parts of my body where I normally would feel it.
Yeah, I'm glad that you can notice it like that. So you
Yeah.
see when guys do one that I see a lot of guys doing now, which is a great exercise, is the single arm cable pull downs. And you'll notice, they're pulling their elbow down against their body. Your elbow, if it stays in like this, your lat stays engaged way, way more. But when it comes out, sometimes I see guys that are going like this. Now you're getting posterior delt traps are so strong. You don't realize how strong your traps are. They're getting engaged. Your rhomboids are getting engaged. We want to open the lats back up again because we're using all those other back muscles to row this weight back up. So we're going to do this one more time.
Do you want me to go more?
There you go. Good. 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 Keep going. Good. Squeeze everything back here. There you go. Come on. Good. 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 Nice. Careful. Good. 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 Squeezing that, bro. Nice. Very good. All right, we're almost done. Now we get to the fun part. So I like to finish with some sort of either machine or isolation, pump or burnout exercise, whatever you will. I'm not doing 7 sets, but it's the same principle behind. If you've ever tried the FST7 protocol, where you're doing 7 sets of 15 with only 45 seconds rest, you're supposed to be failing at that 15. Basically, I usually do, depending on how I feel in that day, 4 or 5 sets. But I sometimes incorporate drop sets into those 4 or 5 sets. And I like the reps to be a minimum of 15. So where he's failing at 15, I want 15 to be my minimum. Really, I really like to shoot even to 20, 25 sometime on these, but it's a buildup. And this is one that you can vary on personal preference based on what you're focused on, right? So if I was doing my arms, I'd finish with a single arm cable curl. If I was doing my triceps first, I would do perhaps a single arm reverse. I would do a single arm, regular push down. But it's all about isolation. So for back, I really go back and forth between 2 particular exercises. One, the seated pulley row, and the other one is the behind the neck pull down. We're doing 2 completely different things. So behind the neck pull down is if I feel like I'm focusing a little bit more upper back, I do the behind the neck pull down. But if I want to get more lat, rhomboid, wrap, then I do more the seated pulley rows. They just work completely different areas. So do you feel like you want to go into some more rows, or do you want to do behind the neck pull down?
I never do those, so it'd be cool to do that.
You never do behind the neck pull down?
Yeah,
Cool.
that'd be cool to do that.
So we'll do those. So like I said, I love seated pulley rows. You can get a lot out of it by doing drop sets and really squeezing. You can vary your grip. I like a close grip. You can do overhand, you can do underhand, you can do single arms. Outstanding exercise selection. This, on the other hand, this is a taboo exercise because people think it's bad. And I'll tell you what, I got worse shoulders than most of the people out there. I got rotator cuff tears, no labrum on either side, glenoid dysplasia, Hill-Sachs deformity, you name it, I got it in there. But I still really like this exercise. There's the variation on it. So what you do is you start out by moving in your grip. I see people doing these either here or here. That's crazy to me. You want a longer range of motion. So I actually hold it right here. See where that little line is? Boom. That's where I hold it. Pretty close, right? So again, I like to do my pull downs out here because I can get a farther range of motion. But when you sit in here, the reason that people say that it's dangerous is because you're externally rotating your shoulder with weight, and you can pull in a weird direction, which cause a lot of pain, but we're really not going to go with an exaggerated range of motion. So I'm dipping my head forward, and we're pulling straight back, right, to the back of your head and squeezing everything just like if you were doing a back double bicep. So like when you do your back double bicep shots, you squeeze everything back. That's what we're hitting right here with this. So we're going to hold and contract for a full 1/1000 and then come back up. So you're not actually pulling it down any farther than the back of your head. And this is light. I'm just doing this for the sake of being able to talk and show you guys what we're doing here. So when done slow and strict like that, now we're in essentially the complete opposite of what I've been telling you the whole time. Now we're going to pinch everything back. We're going to stay locked in, right? You're squeezed here, and it's boom, 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 really squeezing everything in the top of your back together.
And never let it go of my scapulas.
Yep.
Okay.
So we'll go, I usually do 7s.
Right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just dip your head forward. You're pull right to right here. Boom. Right? And pull here and squeeze the shit out of everything. Yep. Good. We're really concentrating on keeping the elbows back now. Good. That's it. Right there. Boom. Good. 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 Keep going. Good. 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 Do 2 more. 1 more. Good. Rest for a second. Watch, when you put your arms down, you're going to really feel like all the blood rushing through there now.
Yeah, instantly.
Yep. It's much, much different.
I can feel that the
Where
squeeze too. That's crazy.
You're going to get a lot of posterior adult, which is okay because no one's posterior adults are too big, especially not mine. Mine disappeared. And that's okay. We want to hit. This is essentially if you wear a string or tank top, the stuff that's exposed up here, that's really where we're targeting. So you're really, really hitting this upper part of your back. And, you know, as you diet down, you train to contract those muscles more detail will come out through here. So we're going to go again. This is where I like to really flush blood at the end of the workout. I pick a spot and it's quick, boom, isolation, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You finish it off that way. Good. Good. There you go. Good. 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 Keep going. Good. Keep going. Good. Couple more. One more. Bro. I'm going to lower it 1 because I want to make sure that we're keeping reps high. Very good. Nothing hurts, right? You know, if you have a shoulder injury or you're in the process of repairing a shoulder injury, you always want to be careful with anything that's externally rotating your shoulders a lot like that. But this is a weight he's controlling. So he's really just concentrating on that contraction, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And I think this is a phenomenal exercise. And people are afraid to do stuff behind their heads. But again, if you do it the right way, you can really isolate that area a lot in a unique way. All right, here we go. Good. 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 And you can see everything is just squeezing like crazy back here. This is exactly where we're hitting. We're hitting a little bit of trap. We're getting some posterior delt. We're getting all these rhomboids. You know, your traps start here and run all the way down. So, you know, people just think of that as like a shrug type exercise to focus on, but you're getting all this contraction through here. Keep going. Good. Keep going. Come on. Good. Good. Keep squeezing them. Good. Good. Good, bro. Very good. That's it. Very good. One more. Good. Rest. Got one more of these.
Yeah, I can feel that like all across my back. I can feel it in my biceps trying to stay like.
The only thing that I want you to be wary of is when you're doing this exercise, if you're not flexible enough and your elbows are really putting, if they're really basically put in a position where you have to focus on your elbow being pulled back rather than just going straight down, it can cause tendonitis in here, which is annoying. But I encourage you to focus on your chest stretching, open everything up, because that flexibility issue really comes from being too much like this, pulled forward. So by having these proper mobility and stretch techniques put into your program where you're fluid, it shouldn't be that hard to just sit down and come straight back. If it's very, very difficult for you, then spend some time really stretching out your chest, opening up your chest, learning to open up your shoulders. Last set of these.
Do I look like I'm doing that?
Yeah, you're doing good. No, I'm just, you're doing it perfect. I just like to throw tips out. If somebody does this and says, in my head, I always think, okay, if they say this, how do I combat that? You know, like, oh, that hurts my elbows, or that hurts this. This is the reason why that's happening. A lot of it just comes from flexibility. Last set of these, as many as you can do. Slow and strict. Good. 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 Squeeze up. Good. 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 Nice. Keep going. Good. Keep going. Keep going. Come on, you got more. Good. Keep squeezing it. Your form's strict. Keep going. Come on. Give me 2 more. Really hold them. 1 more. Good job, bro. Hell yeah. Very good. If you looked at the clock when we started, which I didn't, I guarantee.
204.
What time was it?
204.
I guarantee that we did a lot in that amount of time. So it's 3:15 and 3:17 now. I mean, we did all of that in essentially an hour for the most part. You know what I mean? When you train at a fast pace like that, you're getting a lot accomplished. You're burning a lot of calories. You've got a lot of time under tension. Your body's going to release more growth hormone. It helps you grow and it helps you burn fat, right? So now, because the idea here is for him to be able to grow, is an ideal time to start getting calories in your body. So for me, I'm going to be full disclosure here. When I got to a point where I couldn't put weight on anymore, which please God, if you could get me back in that position again, where I'm eating tons of food and staying in shape, because I'm the opposite now. If I have one meal I'm not supposed to have, I gain weight. I had to maximize the hour after I work out with, a lot of the time, insulin. I'm gonna be full disclosure with you guys. And the way that I did my insulin is I typically ran it for like 30 days on, and at least 30 days off. I didn't stay on it year round. I personally liked Humalog or Novolog. Both are great, both super fast acting. They have the Fiasp pens, which are super fast acting also. I hated Humulin R. The reason I liked those fast acting insulins, I literally would take it as soon as I was done training, and I would have 100 grams of either Vitargo or Carbolin mixed in with a Gatorade, which was about 125 total grams of carbs, with glutamine, creatine, leucine, and usually I would throw my whey in there also. And then about 45 minutes or so later, I would eat a normal meal, which would either be steak and rice, chicken and rice, whatever. Now, I'm certainly not saying that everybody should be going out and doing insulin, because yes, it can be very dangerous, but I'm being truthful on what I did to really, really put that size on. Guys lie about what they do all the time, but insulin was just very common when I was competing. And I think that insulin can be utilized very, very efficiently to grow. Now, I also know guys that gain weight really easily, and they don't ever really need to do insulin. They sometimes will use metformin, which I will tell you now, because we have super berberine, you don't even need. I personally would rather use a glucose disposal agent. I know of a company that makes a really awesome one with my carbohydrate meals instead of metformin. Metformin wrecks your stomach. But you can't do all of this hard ass working out and not eat a lot of food. You're not going to grow. You have to eat to grow. So I would have him, I put out the Formula 19 years ago specifically for that exact post workout, whether you were taking insulin or not. Boom, you just drink this. This is all the stuff that I was buying in one shot. The Formula 19 is very, very difficult to keep shelf stable. It locks up. I don't know if Blackstone will ever have it back again. I'm not in the mix, but you could go buy all that stuff on your own. Or if you wanted, you could even use something as simple as dextrose that I see a lot of guys using now. I see guys eating gummy bears and all this other bullshit now. Personally, I don't really eat candy. I'd rather just drink my carbs in. I've tried it all. I went through a phase of drinking. Costco had these big ass grape juices that I used to buy back in the day, and I'd mix my creatine with that. I've done Coca-Cola post-workout before, but just get fast digesting carbs in, and yes, get your whey isolate in also, and then go eat a real meal. So personally, my post-workout meal was always 8 or 10 ounces of steak or red meat and a cup or two of white rice. I ate big at that meal, but I got that shaken first. And I want him definitely to do that because he's a harder gainer. He doesn't gain weight easily, so he's got to maximize that time. I just think that if you are somebody who struggles to gain weight, you're probably not eating enough food. You gotta really eat. I hated the off season in bodybuilding, I was always eating food. I made you eat a lot of food when we were
Yeah,
off
I
season.
mean, honestly, like I've always had a issue gaining weight. With PJ was the best that I ever did gaining weight, and you were making me eat a lot of food. I even remember carving up the day before Universe,
Mm-hmm.
4 muffins. You made me eat McDonald's twice, plus like 4 or 5 clean meals. Like I'll never forget that. So I've done that a lot, and it's miserable to do. Like when you have to consistently eat that much food to stay a certain size, and you're not even happy with that size, it's a lot. So this time I want to just focus on staying disciplined and being consistent and making sure I see it through.
Yeah, look, I think that the majority of the public would look at him and be like, "Man, that guy's jacked and ripped, and he looks amazing," which he is. But in this weird little space of bodybuilding that we're in, you always want to be bigger. You always want to be more. I would rather, for everyday life, I would much rather have a fast metabolism like he does, which it's annoying when you're trying to get big. I'd rather just, now I want to be skinny, to be honest with you. I fast all day.
Maybe you can.
No, I'm still a meathead. Like, I still want to be jacked, but I don't want to be eating food all day. I hate it. Now, honestly, guys, I fast until 3 o'clock most days. Some days I cut it a little shorter. But for him, he's got to eat. He's gonna have to eat every 2 or 3 hours. Boom, 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 and we'll talk about that and all the foods. We'll do a whole nother video on that. But the training, basic, hard. You weighed in already today?
187.
187. So the starting 187. He's lean. He's very lean.
So that looked like I worked out.
Do a lat spread. Yeah, he's pumped. Did you eat enough today so far? No.
I ate twice.
Yeah, as soon as he said, I knew it was no. Do a back double bar. I mean, he's very lean. You know what I mean? So, look, we sacrificed a little bit of the condition to gain weight. And the last thing I'm worried about with him, like I said, I'll send John some of the stuff of him pumping up backstage. I mean, he was peeled. Well, we want to put some size on this physique. That's the goal.
What's crazy is that video of me being inside out peeled. I weighed the same that day that I do right now. Except
Yeah.
Like stage, right?
Yeah, that stage. Listen, I've been on stage what I weigh right now, and I don't even want to take my shirt off of what I weigh now. So it's all very deceiving. But I'm excited to do this. I'm glad that you're letting me do this.
Yes, I'm excited too. I really just want to do it. I feel like that was probably the best headspace I was ever in when you were coaching me.
Good.
For that. So this is almost like doing it again.
Good.
I'm excited.
Hell yeah. If you guys want to see anything in particular, just throw it in the comments. And like I said, we're going to do every body part like this and throw in some other helpful tips. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always,